Hello. It's Friday. It's Kevin. It's live from lockdown. Thanks for joining me. I see a bunch of you there already. Oh, look at that. All kinds of people. Fantastic. Thank you very much. I'm so glad you're finding me. I'm so glad I'm finding me. I'm so glad this is working. Live from lockdown number 60, if you can believe it. This is the 60th time I've done this with no end in sight, and I sure appreciate you continuing to listen to me. Coming to you yet again from Leith in Edinburgh in the wonderful country of Scotland. Although will be some relocating coming up over the next few weeks. I will be here from this very same location next week at least, and then we'll take it from there. I'll keep you posted. I'm going to start by acknowledging the land on which I sit, as usual. This marvelous place with a very, very rich history, and such an honor to be here. An amazing country which over many millennia has been home to many people, Scots and Celts and Picts and invading Romans and invading English and many others who have made this such a marvelous place. And such an honor, as I say, to be amongst that history and that tradition. Huge thanks to the people who are here now and make me feel so welcome as a bit of an invader myself. Quite an honor to be in Edinburgh and in Scotland. And I thank all of you who are locals who have made me feel so welcome in the time that I've been here. I should do this to get rid of that and delete that. That was one off the top, as you probably recognized. That's a special request from and dedication to my wonderful sister Bronwyn Barrett, who celebrates her birthday on this very day, June the 11th. She's probably, at the moment, en route to a little getaway that she and her partner go to in Powell River on British Columbia's Sunshine Coast, north of Vancouver. So she's probably not listening. She's generally a catch-up on YouTube kind of gal. But Bronwyn, I hope you're having a fabulous birthday. Thanks for the long list of birthday requests that you sent. That was one of them. Hope you enjoyed it. It's obviously a tune by U2, if you know that one, a very famous tune by U2, but has been recorded by lots of people. And Bronwyn asked me in particular to listen to the Johnny Cash recording. I didn't even know Johnny Cash had recorded that. So that was an attempt to honor the Johnny Cash interpretation in particular. I will say, if you're hunting around, for my money, the coolest version out there is by the Brazilian guitarist and singer and songwriter Baji Assad, part of the famous Assad family of Brazilian guitarists. And yeah, she's got a pretty cool recording that I thought about trying to do something inspired by that version, but I didn't think I could pull it off. But Johnny Cash was lots of fun, so thank you. As you know, if you listen, I'm happy to have you here. Just to have you here and enjoy the art. But if you have an income and you're able to make a donation to support live music endeavors like this, it's still really appreciated and really helpful. Check the links on the side of the page if you're watching on Facebook. I've just figured out how to put those notes on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, they should be down below in the information in the comments section. Let's hope that they're there by the time you get here to me on the YouTube. Anyway, there's a link to my PayPal account there. If you're in Canada, my email address is along the bottom. You can send me an e-transfer. As I say, it's a tough time. It continues to be a really tough time to be in the live music business. And any kind of support you can offer is really appreciated, and there's no pressure at all. And if you want to support somebody else and just enjoy the music here, that's cool too. I got lots of fabulous people who listen and support me regularly. I'm a lucky man. Let's continue with some music. Lots of new music today. I learned a few new tunes. I learned a bunch of new tunes. I may not have learned a couple quite well enough, but I decided to do a couple of standards that you and I both know well to fill the time. And here comes one of those. This is a tune I have done a couple of times before. Uh-oh. Oh. There we go. I thought I just lost the battery on this guitar, which happened to me in the middle of a show a couple of weeks ago. I do have spares handy, don't worry. But I'd rather not have to put you through watching me change my battery. There we go. Tone and everything. So, this is an old standard which I would like to send out to my favorite Scottish singer, Susanna MacDonald, who in fact called this kind of out of the blue in one of our recent daily song sessions. This is All of Me in the key of F, of course. All of Me in F for a little rough version there of All of Me in F. Thank you very much. Hope you can sing along with that if you know that tune. That's a fun one that I probably should have warmed up on a little bit more. I'm used to just playing the chords and having someone else sing the melody, but when you're all on your own, you got to carry it all. I often say this. I end up choosing my tune list and then switching guitars or switching instruments every single song, and I don't mean to make it that complicated. It's just sort of the way it flows sometimes. I hope you don't mind. Back to this one. And another birthday dedication. I do have another one coming up for my sister Bronwyn before the end of the show. And there aren't quite as many birthdays that I clocked this week as sometimes. but still a few dedications. This one goes out to my very good friend, Alistair Kempf. Alistair lives here in Edinburgh. We first met at the Jazz Bar, the famous Jazz Bar, one of the finest live music establishments anywhere, if you ask me. And in normal times, Alistair is a sound technician, a live sound technician at the Jazz Bar. And I have to say, without a doubt, one of the best live sound technicians I have ever worked with. I played a lot of stages in a lot of places over a lot of years, in many places in the world. And I've rarely encountered someone who's as conscientious and on it as Alistair. Really, really great ears. He really knows how his gear works and how his room works. And he sets it up beautifully. And he looks after you, and he cares about music. That's the thing I love about technicians like that. I sent him a note because he had a birthday last Saturday. Asked if he had any requests, and he said, "Any Neil Young, Joni Mitchell, or Grateful Dead tunes you like to play?" So that was a helpful list to work from. So I am going to play a Neil Young tune. Nice that 2 of his 3 lists were Canadians. He's actually partnered to a wonderful Canadian woman named Shauna Martin. So hi to Shauna, and a very happy birthday to Alistair. And Alistair's become a good friend. One of the things I will say about Alistair is that he's got a heart of gold. And this is Neil Young's Heart of Gold. Okay, there's a little take on Neil Young's Heart of Gold with a very special birthday wish for Alistair. I should probably send that out to anyone who's ever been a guitar student of mine, or at least anyone who's ever been a beginning guitar student of mine, because that's a tune I tend to send to everyone, because it's pretty easy. At least the chords should be easy. Kind of those standard G, C, D, and E minor kind of tunes. I might have played it a little differently than I teach it to my beginning guitar students, but there you go. And speaking of which, I am still doing lots of teaching online. I actually, because the restrictions have been loosened here in Edinburgh to allow some more household visits, I've actually taught 2 in-person guitar lessons in the last week and a bit, which has been quite a treat. It's been a long time since I've done that, but mostly I'm doing it online on Zoom, and mostly that works pretty well. Hi to Fern or Ruth, if either of you are listening, 2 of my very regular online guitar students. And if you're interested in that, please hit me up. Send me a Facebook message or email me or call me with the information along the bottom here. I'm always looking to do some teaching, do some recording, anything like that. I can help you out with your music. I'd love to. And as previously mentioned, we musicians are looking for all the work we can get. So thank you. Thanks to all you people who were there. I posted a chart of this next piece I'm going to try to play just a little while ago. I played a number of hornpipes recently. I've been talking about hornpipes in reference to a few discussions on the topic, and I was going to play you another hornpipe in G, and the odds are pretty good that next week I'll be playing another hornpipe in G. But I've been quite distracted by this collection of Beethoven compositions for mandolin. I played a sonatina of his in C major a couple of weeks ago, because who knew that Beethoven wrote music for mandolin? I didn't. And another one of my mandolin colleagues and friends, Deborah Huffaker on the West Coast in Vancouver, was very kind to send me a few more pieces of music by Beethoven written for mandolin, including the piano accompaniment for a few. Now, I'm not a piano player. There are a few around. I might have arranged to get a piano player and accompany on. I'm going to play Beethoven's Sonatina in C minor for mandolin, which of course means it's written for mandolin with piano accompaniment. This one, I think, I mean, you judge for yourself, but I think mostly stands on its own. There's one little 2-bar hole in the music, but I found the music and worked out what the piano does, and I sort of created a replicate the little piano part in there. Otherwise, I'm just going to try to fill the harmony out as the piano would be doing and play the melody. This is pretty tough. I think it was Ola who commented on my post that there are a lot of notes in there. So there's a lot of notes. And it's in C minor, which means there's not a lot of help from open strings. But we'll see how I do. Louise Bevan, if you're there, please play along. You're right, I've gone all romantic, trying to play a bit of Beethoven. We'll see how it goes. Wish me luck. Beethoven's Sonatina in C minor for mandolin and pianoforte. I got a little lost in the coda. If you were following along in the music, I will admit I got lost in the coda, and there were a couple of E naturals when there should have been E flats. But there you go. Beethoven's Sonatina in C minor for the mandolin and a missing piano player. Thank you for your patience with that. As I say, next week I promise to be back with the hornpipe in G. Keep it straight ahead. But I'm going to keep working on this one. That's tricky. I found a recording, which is quite lovely, and the mandolin player was doing that tremolo all the way through, but of course the piano player was carrying the harmony. So trying to mix it up, probably biting off more than I can chew yet again. And time for another standard, as I say, try to fill it up with a couple of tunes that I actually know, or hope I know. This is something I've played once or twice over my 60 live from lockdowns, and we'll do again. This is a beautiful tune by Jerome Kern, and I'm told, I don't know if it's true, but I read once that he wrote this song on a bet. Somebody said you can't write a popular song that goes through 5 distinct key areas, and he said, watch me. And this tune, in fact, does go through 5 very distinct key areas. It's called All the Things You Are. It's written and normally performed in the time signature of 4/4, but I like to do it in 3, and I chose it because I like to do it in 3, and there was nothing else in 3 on my set list today. So, in the key of A flat, or at least starting and ending in the key of A flat, by Jerome Kern, All the Things You Are. the things you are, with a little bit of an overactive echo pedal. It was a little more than I wanted. I kept bringing it in and out. Anyway, bit of Jerome Kern for you. There you go. Hope you enjoyed that. If you know that tune and you like to sing along, hope you could. In 3/4, just to mix it up. I'm going to do another request. Not a birthday request, but let me tell you a lovely story. This one comes from Steve Moses, one of my regular listeners and requesters, father of the fabulous Sam Sonite, who does a regular show these days on Saturdays. Again, if you look in the notes on the side of the page on Facebook or down below in YouTube, you can see a link to his page where he does a Facebook show. He's a great guitarist and singer. And last Saturday afternoon, he was playing outside on a patio outside a lovely little pub called the Captain's Bar, also referenced in the notes. And I went along and saw him, and we played a few tunes live. Wasn't that a treat, Sam? I don't know if you're listening. You were listening. You were here earlier. Maybe you're still here. Anyway, what a treat to actually play live music with somebody. You know, it was informal and it was background because we're not really supposed to be performing yet here in Scotland. But it was fun to bring an acoustic guitar and just have a beer and sit in the sun and play a tune. What a treat. So I'm diverging from my story, but Sam's dad, Steve, sent me a message. He often requests interesting tunes and tunes I don't know, and he's generous in giving me some notice. And I hope I don't embarrass him, but I'm going to read a bit of the message that he sent me. Because tomorrow, June the 12th, marks Steve and his wife Wilda's 51st wedding anniversary. It's an amazing accomplishment. Congratulations to the two of you, 51 years. And he says, between the time we knew we would marry and the time we could marry, we both had some trying times. It was also when I introduced Wilda to Fats Waller. One of his less famous songs became our theme while we struggled. Don't Let It Bother You is a great song for hard times. You're right, it's not a well-known tune by Fats Waller. I didn't know it. I had to go find a recording on YouTube, an old Fats Waller recording, and learn it, but I did that, and I would like to wish a very, very happy anniversary to Steve and Wilda. And I hope that my version of Fats Waller's Don't Let It Bother You is a suitable celebration for your very impressive anniversary. By Fats Waller. Don't Let It Bother You. Oh, no, I should do this. There we go. Don't let it bother you when things go wrong. If you're glum, just hum and some good luck will come along. Don't let it bother you if now and then you may stumble, never grumble, count from 1 to 10. A smile is a frown is a smile. Oh, now I messed up my loop. Oh, I'm sorry, Steve. Oh, I'm sorry, Wilda. Oh, no. Oh, I blew that. I should have kept going. Do it again. Okay, you get the first 2 A's again. Live music. Don't let it bother you when things go wrong. If you're glum, just hum and some good luck will come along. Don't let it bother you if now and then you may stumble, never grumble, count from 1 to 10. A frown is a smile upside down. Turn that frown upside down and smile. Sing, la-di-da-di-da-di-da-di, zing, zing, zing. Don't let it bother you if skies are gray. Learn to grin, take it on the chin. Everything will be okay. you're glum, just humming some good luck will come along. Don't let it bother you if now and then you may stumble but never grumble. Just count from 1 to 10. A frown is a smile upside down. Turn that frown upside down. Smile, sing, la-di-da-di-da-di-da-di, zing, zing, zing. Don't let it bother you if skies are gray. Learn to grin, take it on the chin. Everything will be okay. Learn to grin, take it on the chin. Everything will be okay. Oh, sorry about that miscue off the top. I kept getting mixed up by that B section. A frown is a smile upside down. A smile is a frown upside down. Anyway, what fun. Fats Waller, Don't Let It Bother You. Very, very happy anniversary to Stephen Wilde. Probably heard a bit of echo there. Trying to deal with that. I'd make my adjustments while I sing. Okay, a bit of a message of love or two, and one more tune. I got a long one at the end, and I'm trying to leave time for it. So you know my main message, keep wearing your mask. Please keep wearing your mask. I try to keep my mask handy. Things are opening up a lot in Scotland, and guess what? COVID numbers are going up. Things are looking better in some parts of Canada and not in other ones. Other parts of the world are really up and down. The vaccines are getting out in some places. The G7 is meeting and hopefully going to come through on some commitments to actually share the vaccine with poorer countries around the world. But in the meantime, let's not push our luck. Please keep wearing your mask. I want to say a couple of things that mostly relate to Canada. I've thought a lot about the horrific terrorist-inspired murder of a Muslim family in London, Ontario this week. And I don't know what to say except that kind of hatred has no place in our world. There's no place in our world. And my heartfelt condolences go to the friends and family of those people who were killed and to that young boy who was left without his family. What a horrible, horrible time. I don't know what else to say about that, but to leave that and hope we can build a world with more love and less hatred. Also, there's been a lot of action this week and the last few weeks in the struggles against big oil and the struggles against climate change. And I want to say something about that. I've said a lot over the last year about building a just recovery, and many people might ask when we talk about that how we're going to pay for it. And I'll say briefly, let's pay for that with the resources that we're currently wasting on tar sands infrastructure. This week, TC Energy canceled their plans to build the Keystone XL pipeline. That was a pipeline that was expected to carry 830,000 barrels of Alberta tar sands crude to Nebraska. 830,000 barrels a day. First Nations and environmental groups have been fighting that project for 12 years, and they can now claim victory. I think it's a fantastic bit of news. That's been canceled. I realize it's a complex decision, and Joe Biden's canceling of their permit certainly had something to do with that. But it's great news. It's great news that's canceled. Let's keep that going. 3 out of 5 tar sands export pipelines have been canceled lately, thanks primarily to the very hard work of Indigenous land defenders and to the climate change movement for making that happen. Those are the people who deserve the credit for these victories, and I want to give full kudos to them. I also think that big oil is smelling the coffee and starting to walk away from these massively expensive projects that just have no future and that the earth can't afford. And it's time for the Canadian government, for Justin Trudeau and his Liberal government, to catch up with what's happening. A couple of years ago, the Canadian government took the absolutely disgraceful step of spending billions of dollars of public money to purchase the Trans Mountain pipeline from Kinder Morgan. What a waste, what an insulting waste of money to do that. And now, as we see, the writing's on the wall. These pipelines cannot be built. The earth can't afford them. We need to stop building infrastructure to get those dirty tar sands out of the ground. Let's leave them there. The other one that's remaining is, of course, the Enbridge Line 3, which is currently under construction, designed to carry almost 1 million barrels of tar sands every day from Canada into the U.S. Goes under Indigenous land through northern Minnesota, crosses scores of rivers and streams and wetlands and through wild rice beds. We can't build it. We've got to stop. So I call on governments of Canada and the United States to take leadership to stop the building of any infrastructure, particularly that involves further processing of the disgustingly dirty tar sands. And let's take any and all the resources that we save from that and invest those in a just transition. Excuse me. We can create millions of green jobs, and we can tackle the climate crisis, and we can win this one if we actually try. I acknowledge it's a complex problem, and I certainly don't present a pure perspective. I'm going to get on an airplane and fly back to my home in Canada sometime in the near future. And I know we all need to make our own decisions about how we wrestle with those contradictions. I'm trying not to do very much, and I still do it. But I nonetheless call on all of us to try to work together for a just transition out of this crisis and away from the climate change disaster that we're in, and build a more just world. How's that for a confused message from me today? But, love is a confusing thing. So there you go. That's my hope for our governments and for the world today. I'm going to do one more tune. I mentioned towards the top that it was my sister Bronwyn's birthday. Bronwyn, as you know, if you listen to me, has got a long backlog of requests that she sent to me. Lots of tunes lots of them from the 70s and 80s, but some from before and after. One was on her list. I actually played that for her on her birthday last year, a very different version. I'm going to do another tune that she requested more recently. This is a tune by Bruce Cockburn. And I'm happy for that because I missed Bruce Cockburn's birthday a couple of weeks ago. So it can be a bit of a dedication that way too. It's going to be long because it's a beautiful tune with a beautiful melody, and I'm going to construct a loop like I do. It's time to fill up your drink if you want as I slowly build that up. But it's also got a fabulous lyric. And while I know I'm not much of a singer, the unkept secret is that I love to sing, and I'm going to sing a bit of this as I build my loop. So this is a beautiful, beautiful song and a very, very poignant lyric by the fabulous Bruce Cockburn. This is called Pacing the Cage. Thanks again for joining me. Bronwyn, happy birthday. Wilda and Steve, happy anniversary. Alistair, happy birthday. I hope all of you have a fabulous week, but stick around for this one. is an angel weeping, holding out a bloody sword. No matter how I squint, I cannot make out what it's pointing towards. Sometimes you feel like you've lived too long. The days drip slowly on the page. You catch yourself pacing the cage. Who I am so many times. The magnetic strips worn thin, and each time I was someone else, and everyone was taken in. Powers shattered in high places, stir up eddies in the dust of rage. Set me to pacing the cage. I never knew what you all wanted, so I gave you everything. All that I could pillage, all the spells that I could sing. It's as if the thing were written in the constitution of the age. Sooner or later, you end up pacing the cage. What's round the bend? Sometimes the road leads through dark places. Sometimes the darkness is your friend. Today these eyes scan bleached out land for the coming of the outbound stage.